welcome to week 3 of Grit Boot Camp. The last 2 weeks we've had some phenomenal trainings. Hey, make some noise if you've taken some sauce from Seeger and Brock. They've done a hell of a job. So guys, tonight we're going to get to learn from, like I said, Don Peterson. He was the top rookie at Grit and in the entire door-to-door pest control industry and broke the all-time rookie record. And so I cannot be more stoked than to learn from this guy tonight. I'm going to be quick because we got started a couple minutes late. But guys, shout out to you guys for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up ready, dialed, and ready to learn. That's how we're all going to get the most out of all of this. So, yeah, quick housekeeping, quick announcements, guys. We still have we have the same, it's the recurring event. It's our Golden Door Laboratory. It's for all sales vets who have sold over $250K in pest control revenue. That happens every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Tomorrow, it's a virtual only training for those of you guys in the Golden Door Laboratory. And we're gonna learn from Ev Shifty, Ev Gould. Let's give it up for that guy. We got that tomorrow. A lot of you guys are starting to have your team trainings and team meetups weekly. That's exciting. That means the summer's creeping up on us. And then next week, next Tuesday night, it'll be week 4 of Grit Boot Camp, and we'll get to learn from our guy, Kyle Ring. Let's make some noise for Kyle. Come on. So guys, like up until now, right, we've gone through the intro, and Dallin will train on this or talk about it. We've gone through creating need and meeting needs, so selling the service. Tonight, he's going to take us through program and pricing. And then next week with Kyle, we're going to learn about negotiating, handling objections, and closing. Okay, so it's going to be, next week will be chock full with good stuff. So don't miss it. Be on time. There will be another raffle at 7. And yeah, I can't wait to learn from Kyle. Guys, other plug, last week, Grit University got dropped. If you have taken Grit University or have started it, make some noise. Come on. Guys, more stuff will get added to Grit U over the next few weeks. When we switch, it will go from Thinkific to Rippling. You'll hear about it, you'll know about it, your manager will talk to you about it. But when we switch to Rippling, that's where the course will be found in about 3 weeks. And then more modules will be added. So it'll like you'll find objections in there, switchovers in there, a lot of the stuff that we are going to keep going over on Tuesday night training. So if you've started it, finish it. If you finished it, go back through it again. Guys, I promise it will help tremendously the more that you go through it. Okay, other than that, no more housekeeping. Who's ready for the raffle, huh? Okay, let's go. Mark, can we get a little bit of noise? Garth is absent tonight, so I'm going to have Ryan Jenkins come up and be my pot holder. Let's go. So, first things first, we're gonna raffle off this custom Grit fleece. We gave away one of them 2 weeks ago. It's quite a hard piece. Did you model it? Yeah, that side, hold that side. Not bad, not a bad look. Super cozy, super soft. Okay. Let's see what we find, let's see what we find. And we've got Hudson Whitaker. Where's he at? Hudson Whitaker, where's he at? Let's go. Come on. Come on down. Okay, guys. Next, we have. We'll save the last one. This one was drawn by Brooke Jensen. Up at the front. So this is for our one-step rookie. We did an extra raffle this week. We've got a $100 gift card. I believe it's a Visa gift card. And then we've got this custom Grit North Face beanie. Let me get a quick drum roll. And the winner for the one-step rookie raffle, we got, how I know how to say his last name, we got Justin Bouge. Where's little Bouge at? Come on down. Let's go. This guy deserves it. This guy deserves it. He's been clocking hours in the office. Okay, last one, guys. We've got Grit branded Meta glasses. Who wants to win this one, huh? All right, last drum roll was pretty soft. I need a better drum roll. Can I get a drum roll, please? We've got Boone Orion. Where's he at? Come on, Boone. Come on down. Make some noise for our guy. Let's go. That's it. Ryan, thank you. Appreciate you. Guys, we're going to keep doing raffles. Be here before 7. The raffle closes at 7, but we're going to keep dropping some dope grit branded items. Okay, guys, getting into the good stuff. It's time to lock in for the training. So if you're chatting, pipe down. Let's dial in. Sit up straight, shoulders back, head up. Guys, tonight, I have already talked about him a little bit. Don Peterson, guys, like, if you know him, you absolutely love him. You absolutely love him, guys. This guy carries a light that you can't teach. And I truly believe, and I hope that he sheds some of that light, right, on us as to what makes him so special and what makes him tick. Because I know that there's a handful of guys that sold with him in Portland this last summer. Being around Dallin, like, there's something different about him. Yay or nay? Yay. Yay. Thank you, Dave. But guys, no, there really is. This guy is so coachable. He trains so intensely, like actually, like he booked train. He didn't wait for people to come train with him. He went and found trainers. He lived in Cedar City, Utah, all of last year, where he's born and raised. And he would come up here and he would have trainings booked from sun up until sundown. And he would do this, if not every week, every other week, all the time. And so, guys, when it comes to intent, that's something that you can learn from Dallin that takes zero talent. Like, be intentional. Show up. If you're going to do something, go all in and go big, right? Another thing, and hopefully there's questions for him at the end and we have time for Q&A, be thinking about the questions you would want to ask him as he goes through his training. But guys, like, this is a guy that broke the all-time rookie record, but a lot of the times in April and May, he's having other rookies outsell him left and right. But it never mattered. He stayed the course, head down. He was humble. He was a total sponge and a total student of the game. And so, without further ado, for the best rookie of all time, let's give it up for our guy, Don Peterson.
Whoops. Okay, well, I'm super stoked to be here. Thanks to Drew for all like the kind words, and thanks to all you guys for coming to support. And we'll probably be like kind of quicker, just because I for sure want to have some time for Q&A at the end. But yeah, super excited to be here. I'm really nervous. This is like new for me. The last time I spoke in church or spoke in public was church when I was like 12, and so it's been a minute. But I'm excited to be here. But today we're going to talk about like program and pricing. But a little bit about me. Like Drew said, I'm 24. I grew up in Cedar City, Utah. Graduated high school in 2020. And then I went to 4 years of college. Didn't graduate. Sadly, I ended up dropping out when I decided to come sell. But yeah, went to 4 years of college and then dropped out, came and sold. It went really good. These are all my friends. So this was when we all got our awards. This was in Cancun, Africa. Another one in Kenya, and so cool. A year ago, like, I had never even really been out of the country, and then was able to go to Africa, Colombia, Kenya, and you know, you name it. It's been great. My whole life has changed, and just couldn't be more thankful to the grit and to, you know, all you guys, and yeah, just super excited and super thankful. So my idol, Zach Seeger, obviously all of our idols, but raise your hand if you're at his training. Is pretty good, right? Cool. And then Cody, my guy, he managed me in Reno for Fall Block, and then Ty, one of my best friends and my stylist. So he dressed me tonight. So, and then here's a couple photos. My guy David, he's the one that recruited me. He actually ended up flying out the day that I hit my goal, and made me a cool little door, and it's in our garage now. So it's just collecting dust in there, but. And then the day that I hit it. But yeah, just super excited, super thankful. So thanks for coming. Who was at Brock's training? The first one. Let's get a couple takeaways. Show of hands. Who, you right here? Cool. Cool. We got one right here.
Practice.
Sure. I can like totally attest to that. That's okay. Yeah, practice, practice, practice. I can totally attest to that. Like, all I did for 4 or 5 months before I went out and knocked this summer was practice. It was 3, 4, 5 hours a day, sometimes more, 6 days a week, and it was just like as much as I could get, I just wanted more. Let's get one more takeaway from Brock's. Oh, he's got one. Just this one? Okay.
A couple things. One, the whole point of the intro is just to get you into the service. It's just to get you that first down. But the second thing is like getting yourself uncomfortable before the summer. That way you're prepared for the actual summer.
Yeah. One thing about me, I hate cold water. And last summer, before I went out, I would take a cold shower every single day, just like Brock trained. Do something hard like every day, something you don't want to do, because the summer can get pretty uncomfortable. I mean, honestly, I can say I was pretty uncomfortable every single day, and it didn't really get easier. But all the preparation you do helps prepare you for that, right? And then, yeah, it's just all about moving the chains, right? You go through the intro. The whole point is just to get to the service. And then that's when we get into Seeger's training. Let's get a show of hands. Who was at Seeger's to get a couple takeaways from his? They're in the green. Okay, cool.
One takeaway was the bandwagon, where you talk about other people in the neighborhood. And yeah.
Yeah, the bandwagon's huge. You kind of can't talk about the bandwagon enough. It's like people will literally just sign up because their neighbors do. It's like keeping up with the Joneses. It's kind of a weird concept, but it works. So, yeah, Seeger's the GOAT. Let's get one more.
You have to create massive urgency that day so that they don't have time to say, oh, I'll do it another day, that they'll do it that day.
Yeah, for sure. You guys, knocking doors all day is not fun, but selling is. Like, we're here today to sign people up. We're not the card guys, we're not the flyer guys. I'm going to talk about that a little bit here. Is that better? Yeah, we're there to sign people up today, right? We need to build that urgency now to get people to sign up, right? Cool. Program and pricing, okay? Like, if there's one thing I did really, really well this year, it was this. I did it the same every single time. I followed the script. I did what I was told. And I think that's a huge reason for why I was able to have the success that I had, okay? Principles. First, we're going to talk about like the program. We'll go through that, and then we'll go through pricing. But my four principles, okay? Number one is memorize it word for word, okay? Like I said, I never went off script. It was the same every single time, okay? Talking with Drew and talking with others, it's like the intro can kind of change based on like smoke screens you might get. The service can kind of change based on if you're like in an older neighborhood or a newer neighborhood or by a lake. Some of those things can kind of change. But one thing that never changes, guys, is the pricing and program. It's the same every single time, okay? Super easy. Number two, talk slow and be as clear as possible. I'm trying to focus on that tonight even, talking slow. Because sometimes we want to ramble. We want to talk faster when we get nervous. You've already created massive urgency and need in the service. You want to get to the deal. But it's really important to just slow down and be super clear through the pricing and program. Avoid decision fatigue. $100 off is law, okay? We're going to be quoting people out there at $300 for their initial service. If you're trying to gauge what to quote people at based on their buying temp, you'll never get it right, and you're literally just going to lose deals. $100 off every single time, okay? And then last thing is huge, no recap, no loop. We go pricing, program, we hit on the warranty, and then we close every single time, okay? The last thing sometimes reps will do, they'll get through the program and pricing, and then they'll want to loop through the service to try and create or build more value. They'll just talk themselves out of deals, just close. Okay, and then two things to keep in mind as we go through like the whole thing. These are so important. Clarity, okay? Confusion kills deals. Clarity creates deals, okay? You could do exactly what Seeger says and build massive value all throughout the service. A customer could be so down, but if they're confused at all, nothing. They won't sign up. You'll lose the deal, okay? And then we want to give ourselves the longest runway possible in negotiating. And that goes back to anchoring at $299, rolling off $100 off, okay? We'll talk about it a little bit later, but we want to introduce this concept of expecting the no. Customers almost never say yes right away. When we anchor at $299, $100 off, it gives us the most room to negotiate. Okay, program. Super important. This is where we tell the customer how often we come out. It's an 18-month contract, the details that are very important, okay? A lot of times reps will go intro, service, pricing, and then they'll just try and close. Okay, how many of you guys have sold before? Okay, what's gonna be the biggest objection if you don't mention the program? Let's go right here, you raise your hand, right? Okay.
Like if you get to contract and you haven't told them the program, the objection is gonna be, oh, I thought this was just $299, and then you're like, oh, it's $179 every single time you come out, and you guys are coming out how long? Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If we don't talk about the contract and the frequency in the program, they're going to be confused. They will think it's a one-time treatment. They won't realize that it's a recurring service. It's going to kill the deal. Okay, so we want to be very clear. That's why we build this in. That way we just pre-overcome that objection as we talk about the program. Okay. First thing, after we get through the service, we want to do what we call framing, okay? Like I said, it's not fun to knock doors all day, but it is fun to sell. We add this line in. So like I said, I come out the same day as the truck, so I don't bring out any cards or flyers. I just sign everyone up who gets it done today on a discount, okay? Why do you guys think that we add that line in there?
Urgency.
For sure. That's exactly it. We don't want to knock doors all day. We want to sign people up, okay? The card objection is one of the most common objections, and if we throw that in there, it's so easy just to kind of pre-overcome that. That way people understand why we're there today, okay? Cool, so we do the same thing for everybody. We come out about every 6 weeks for a period of 18 months. That way we can break down the egg cycle so the bugs don't come back. But you're paying for the coverage, so if you have any issues in between treatments, just call and we'll come back for free. Okay, super straightforward, super easy. We tell the customer how often we come out, and we tell them that it is an 18-month program. Okay, so it's very, very clear. Okay, and then we ask, does that make sense to be extra, extra clear at the end and make sure that the customer understands before we talk about how much it actually costs? Okay, really important, like we talked about with those principles, to talk slow and enunciate. After I would get done with the service, I would literally like pause and I would go so slow. Like it's probably like insane how slow I'm talking. But I just want it to be so clear to the customer. That way there's no confusion, right? Confusion is going to kill the deal, but the clarity, people don't care. They just want to know, right?
Dal.
Yeah.
Sorry. Will you go back one slide? So, guys, we started doing this, the very first line in that slide there, we started doing this about 2 years ago, and it made all of us in the entire company hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars because of Skylar, right? He broke down his pitch and he started realizing what objections he was getting, and almost always it was, can I get a card right off the bat? And so like you look back, right, on like this past summer, if you guys were to do this and you were disciplined and do it on every single door, you would just have less objections, which means you would sell people quicker, right? Which means your ACV would be way higher, and which means you would make way more money. So, you know, for those who haven't, like, pull out your phone, or this will be on Grit U, and take a picture of this and memorize that line, right? So like I said, I come out the same day as the trucks, so I don't bring out any cards or flyers. I just sign up everyone who wants to get it done today on a discount. And you'll see like this light bulb moment with the customer, right? You'll almost see like the way I explain it is you'll see like this backpack of weights lifted off of them. I'm like, oh, so I have to make a decision today. And you're like, yep, I'm just out here today with my trucks. And it sets up the entire rest of the pitch for you. So anyway, sorry, I wanted to tee in there.
Yeah, and that's gas from the goat, right? It's like, it's super important. We add this in there for a reason, and it's so easy just to add in one sentence. It doesn't make the pitch any harder, and it will help out a ton. Okay, this is kind of a fun, it's kind of a cool concept, right? How many of us in here are less than 25 years old and don't own homes? Show of hands. Cool, same, right? And so I think a lot of us, we don't see things through a homeowner's perspective, but this is one thing that I did really well this year and why I felt okay knocking $100 off and quoting people at a $300 initial price is because I knew how expensive it was to own a home. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about, I want to get a show of hands of who does own homes. And then I want to hear just how much some of your expenses are every month.
It's a lot. It's just thousands on thousands sometimes, so 300 is not that much.
Yeah, I pay like $60 a week for landscape, mowing the lawn, all that stuff. Got the pest control. Paid someone $400 to put Christmas lights up for me. I don't know, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, one more.
Once you're a homeowner, you'll just DoorDash everything. I spend like probably 25, 30 grand a year on DoorDash. So yeah, pest control is nothing. But also we do summer sales, so we're rich, so it's fine.
Exactly. Owning a home is so expensive. Like $300 for an initial service and $180 every 6 weeks is so affordable. This is what they're already paying plus more for just their everyday expenses, right? And so this is my regional Cody Olive. This is just a screenshot of his bills. I mean, he's paying $270 a month for, what is this, electric, which is a lot, way more than pest control. And then $150 a month for gas. That doesn't even talk about like HOA fees or Wi-Fi or water, like $60 a week for landscaping. It's like, it's pest control is really not expensive, but if you view it as expensive, that's how the homeowner will take it, right? We want to in our minds think that it's cheap. That way we feel comfortable quoting people at what we quote them at, right?
Good. Guys, like what Dallin is saying, like I hope that it's not just going right over your head. Like I really think this is where so many reps go wrong, right? Like you're not, and he's going to get more into this, but like you're just trying to give them a quote and a starting point, right? Like that first thing that he said, give yourself the longest runway possible. And so if I'm not viewing this through a homeowner's lens and I'm viewing it through a broke college kid, like when I was a rookie rep, it's like, oh, dude, like $100 to drop right now, even though I met him 5 minutes ago, is a lot. We're like, guys, you're not selling college students. This is what's going to make pricing really easy, and giving yourself the longest runway possible is you're talking to someone who's paying $6K a month for their mortgage, who's paying $270 for electricity, who's paying $240 a month for landscape, right? Like where most of the industry, like they don't have this perspective, and that's why you see, a lot of our guys have way higher contract values, which is what they get paid off of, or their revenue. The contract value is so much higher because they're selling on value and not on just this cheap discount. Way different perspective.
Yeah, and that was big for me is I realized, and even, just talking to Seeger just a few minutes ago, it's like, dude, we knock on these doors of like multimillionaires sometimes and lawyers and doctors and these people that are very respectable, right? Like they pay way more for other things. It's so affordable, okay? The slick is king, okay? What's a customer going to trust more? A pricing sheet that has the company logo on it with the pricing, or just a college kid's mouth just talking, right? It's kind of a no-brainer. For sure, use a pricing sheet every single time. You'd be surprised how many people don't, okay? So let's say your home's 2,000 to 3,000 square feet, just $179 each time we come out. Super easy. And then you'll see we've got like the initial there, and then like the mosquito programs, that kind of stuff. But use that every single time because it's just so much more credible. It's so much more legit than just a college kid just running his mouth about how much something costs, right? So pricing. So we've gone through the program. We're super clear. We've set very good expectations. The customer knows how often we come out. Now we just need to tell them how much it costs, okay? And so right here, it starts off with the square footage. So pricing is all based on the square footage of the home. What's roughly the square footage here, right? They'll tell you. And then this is what's cool. So after they tell me, this is my chance to get on the same side as the customer, right? I'm not just going to stay like face to face. I'm going to go hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder, and I'm going to show them. I'm going to show the pricing sheet. Cool, so it's way easy. For a home your size, we charge about the same as all these other companies. It's just $189 a treatment, so it's super affordable, okay? Where pest control usually gets a little bit more expensive is the initial setup and maintenance because it takes more time, labor, and product. If you call us later to get set up, it would normally be $399. But if I can get you set up today with the rest of your neighbors, I'm able to knock $100 off that initial setup and maintenance and get it done for just $299. And that includes everything. Like I said, there's a full warranty, so if you have any bug issues in between, just call us. We come out and take care of it for free, and then we close, okay? This is the script every single time. It doesn't ever change, okay? So we'll kind of go through line by line and talk about a few things. So like I said, when we're here, we get the square footage. We want to go shoulder to shoulder. That way I'm showing them I'm on their side, right? It gives me a chance to kind of buddy up with them. I might even like sit down. If I'm in the backyard, I'm gonna say, oh, I've been on my feet all day. Like, can I just sit down, right? That just gets you comfortable with the customer. It gets them comfortable, and it's way harder for them to say no to you when the customer is comfortable with you, right? They like you, okay? And then we want to minimize. It's just $189 a treatment, so it's super affordable, okay? We want to add that last line in there to make it in their eyes. It's like, oh yeah, that is affordable. I pay way more than this for other things, right? Then we want to, again, maximize and minimize here with the initial if they were to wait, right? So if you were to wait, it's normally going to be $399, okay? I'm also saying dollars here because dollars sounds more expensive than bucks, right? So I want to maximize that. If you were to wait, it's going to be way more expensive, $399. Since we're already out here, or if I can get you set up today with the rest of the neighbors, I'm able to knock $100 off that initial setup, do the first one for just $299. So again, we're maximizing what would the risk if they wait, and then maximizing how big the discount is, and then minimizing how much it actually costs. Just $299, super affordable. And then we want to hit on the warranty, okay? Why do you guys think I'm going to add in the warranty one more time rather than just close after the price? Let's get right here in the blue. Cool.
It takes their mind off the price, and it reminds them how good of a deal it is because you can come back at any time if they see anything.
What? Oh, right here.
Lowers risk for the homeowner.
Yeah, guys, the warranty is a really, really big win. It honestly does take away a lot of the risks of just doing it today. Because worst case scenario, they see some bugs, they call us, we come out for free, okay? Like they said, right? It reminds them of a really, really big win right before we close. If I go, cool, it's just $299, and then we do the garage for free, do you want that done too? They're just gonna be thinking about the money. Whereas if I go, cool, and that includes everything, like I said, there's a full warranty, so there's no risk, because if you see anything, you call us, we come out for free, and then I hit them with a close. Does that sound good? Then from there, they're thinking about that big win right when we go into when I ask for the deal, right? Okay. Yeah. Right here.
You go back real quick. Hey, so something that's so important to think about with all of this is, well, first things first, who in here by raise of hand is a rookie this year? Okay, a lot of people. How many of you guys would love to go out and do $750K of revenue this year? Love that. How many of you guys were rookies last year? Okay. How many of you guys did $750,000 of revenue? Just one. And notice one thing he said, hey, this is law, $100 off every single time. Dallin, how many times did you take more than $100 off, would you say? Count it on one hand, maybe. He's honest Abe, he should have said never. No, just kidding. No, but guys, if you want what the top guys have, you got to do what the top guys do. So many people feel uncomfortable taking just $100 off the initial, when the reality is, and this is something that Drew and Seeger and all of the guys have said for years, like, newsflash, they're going to say no anyway. So you might as well anchor high and have the chance of them saying yes to a $300 initial, or worst case scenario, give yourself room to negotiate down and get more deep into the racks. You just got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. The reason Dallin's able to knock only $100 off
It's probably because, you know, he did all these cold showers. He does all these things that make him uncomfortable. So taking $100 off the initial, it's like, hey, it's just another thing to add to the list of things that, you know, make me uncomfortable, but I know are better for me. And so it's crazy to see how many people are listening to this and they're like, oh yeah, I've heard this before. Like this isn't anything new to most people. However, you still don't do it. And so let it be law. Like let that be and I'm sure you're gonna talk takeaways and all sorts of stuff, but if nothing else, $100 off the initial is law. All the greats, that's what they do. And until you've outsold them, I would just stick to what works.
Yeah, for sure. I will say like the number, like the thing that I do the very, very best in this whole job is just doing what I'm told. Like just listening to my leaders and then just doing what they tell me to do without asking any questions, without trying to do my own thing, without thinking I know more, because I don't know more than Seeger and Drew Hansen and all these guys that have sold at the highest level possible. They know way more than me. They've sold way more than me. Like, I'm just going to do what I'm told, and this is what they say to do. And it's so easy. And then the second thing is, like, dude, if there's one thing about me, it's that I hate decision fatigue. Like, I hate making decisions. I just hate thinking about things. And it's like, dude, the job just gets so easy when you're here and, like, you can just copy and paste what all the greats just do every day. You just do what they do. You do what they tell you to do. And like it works. Like we teach this and it works. My pitch was like so basic. It's literally just the pitch from Grit University, and it works. I swear. Same as Seeger. It's like his training. It's so simple, right? It's just create the need, meet the need. That's all it is. There's no sauce. There's nothing special. But you just do what you're told, and you stack that up over a long period of time, and good things happen, right? So general best practices. Okay. Like we talked about, always read off the slick and keep the recurring price based on the square footage, okay? If we don't use the slick, customers are gonna have way more likely they're gonna be way more likely to ask, oh, can you do better? Can you do this? Because it's just words. If I read off the slick and I'm like, cool, it's just $189 a treatment. They're like, well, can you do better? I'm like, well, like, no, this is what it costs. Like, this is how much it costs, okay? And same for the initial. Like we talked about, maximizing and minimizing, dollars are big, bucks are small, okay? It sounds dumb, but it actually really does work. And like I said, I mean, just $299, it's easy. Always anchor high by taking $100 off and expect the no. This is kind of like a concept, like I said, we're kind of introducing, but like he was saying, they're gonna say no every single time. If you roll out 99 or 199 or 69, you have no room to negotiate, and the deal's done. The deals don't happen till the negotiation process. Up until here, it's just anchoring high and giving yourself the best odds to still get the sale. Also, one thing I always mention too is how much better does 99 sound after I rolled out 299? That's like all of a sudden they feel like they're getting a great deal, right? Whereas if I roll out 99, 69's like nothing. It's like it does, yeah, and it's just sketch. But if I start at 299. They think they're getting the best deal ever when they get it for $99.
Dal, if I could, guys, for those of you guys who haven't sold yet, right? We haven't trained on handling objections, negotiating, and price dropping. You're gonna learn this in the summer, and hopefully, if you are here tonight or watching tonight, you remember Dallin talking about this specific thing. But when you get out there, you're gonna learn, oh, okay, my sheet says $399 and $189 for the recurring. The script says I drop $100 off. You're gonna learn that with negotiating, it's you scratch my back, I scratch yours. So tell you what, homeowner named Bob, if you give me a couple referrals, I'll drop another 100 off if we can get it done today, and we'll do your first one for $199. That's a negotiating. And you can go all the way down to 69 for the initial and drop it down to like 150 for the recurring. So when you get out there, guys, you're gonna see, and you will probably hear about reps having bad habits of doing pricing the wrong way, the way that Dallin is explaining not to do it. Guys, those guys or gals sell less because they're giving themselves worse odds of, we call it staying in the ring or being able to negotiate or go back and forth. Because what Dallin just said, if I start at 99 and I try to go down to 69, that's not a big, like I don't have a lot of leverage there. Where if I start at 299 and I can go all the way down to 69 over, 4 or 5 objections, oh dude, I'm gonna be set up for success. And so They always say no. I think we'll get more training on that, but like that, just so you guys have context, you're gonna be able to drop pricing and have that free agency. Be disciplined. Like, follow the training, do it the right way, and that's how you'll get the most amount of deals. Swear.
Okay, and then last thing, memorize and say framing, program, and pricing word for word, okay? It really is so easy. The hardest thing is being disciplined to do it right every single time. But it truthfully is the easiest thing to just say it. And it's almost like I would even try and like not even think, oh, I'm charging them $299 or I'm rolling out $299. It's just like habit, right? It's like I'm not even thinking about how much I'm charging them. I'm just saying the script. So it doesn't even feel uncomfortable because, you know, I'm not even like worried about what they're thinking or what I'm thinking. I'm just saying the script. It's just like that memorized and that robotic, right? Commitments, okay? So at this point, obviously we want to make sure that we have the pitch memorized from intro to creating need and meeting need, program and pricing now, and then the closing, okay? So we've trained on all these things now except closing, obviously, but when we go into next week at our next company training, all of you should commit to have all of this memorized because that's the best thing you can do now to set yourself up for success in the summer, right? Commit now to use the slick on every single door this summer, okay? I never once didn't use a slick. It's just so much sketchier if you are just yapping. Like, just use the slick, okay? And then obviously we want to see it through a homeowner's lens, not your own. Like I said, a year ago I had like $800 in my bank account. There was no way I was going to drop $300 on pest control, but the homeowners are different, right? They already pay a ton, so we need to make sure that we view it through their eyes. Okay. Let's get some takeaways.
Can you guys hear me? Hey, let's give it up for Dallin, baby. How coachable is he? I would say a few takeaways are if you notice when he kind of did the role play, like he's calm, cool, and collected. If you're fidgety with the slick or if you're showing them numbers and all those things, they're paying attention to that and they're paying attention to the numbers and not you. So as if you have it memorized, a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to be robotic, I'm going to be stiff, I'm going to be X, Y, or Z. If you have it memorized, you can be more Dallin, you can be more Drew Wood, you can be more Quentin Turley. Does that make sense, everyone? Yes or yes? And then two, like, say it again where it's like truly this whole summer, see it through the homeowner's lens, not your lens. Until you buy a home, you just don't know. When Ben would tell me this in 2019, I didn't believe him at all. But it's like, you guys saw my homeowner's expenses, it's true, okay? Third thing I would say is in 2024, we got away from this. We started doing the digital slick. It's like, oh, bro, I got this gas. Like, look at this digital slick. Actually, that's ass, okay? This whole summer, commit to using the slick. Can I see a head nod? Whole summer, we're using the slick, okay? It will make you tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then the fourth thing, and like to triple down on it again on how coachable Dallin is, if we could all be like Dallin, there would be 100 more. That's not to diminish or take away from what he did, but having worked with him the last 8 weeks in Reno, I wish everyone would be as humble and coachable as Dallin because me, Drew, Seeger, Skylar, Brock, Parker, we've been through it all the last 5 years in 30 plus states. And so we have made the perfect pitch. If you guys can all just commit to it and do it word for word and use the slick and take $100 off, and as we go throughout these trainings, you can be Don Peterson. Like, who would want to go from $800 in your bank account to 400 grand? Be pretty amazing, huh? So it's like, guys, like kind of tripling down what Kinzel said. It's just like be coachable and really trust it. It's not this, oh, the secret sauce Drew crafted. It's tried and proven across 21 different companies in 30 plus states, okay? That's all I got. Give it up again for Dallin, baby. We love this guy.
All right, Dave.
Biggest takeaway is just 100 off every single.
Yeah, $100 off every time. Just make it a habit to where you're not even thinking about it. Let's get a few more. Got Derek right here. Also, shout out to Derek, 3-step rookie.
Talking slow and being confident.
Yeah, it implies so much confidence when you're just slow and you like when guys, I talk so slow when I'm pitching. I probably talked fast tonight because I'm nervous. But when I'm pitching, it's like, it's so slow, it's so clear, it's so confident, right? It's huge.
I was just going to say be super coachable and be a sponge.
And then one more right here. Right here? Oh, he's got it.
Be moldable.
Say that again.
Be moldable.
Yes. Yes, be moldable. Until you've sold more than Cody and Drew and Zach, then just do what they tell you. Like I said, this pitch made me hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it was nothing special, but it's just doing what I'm told over and over and over again, right? Let's get one more, and then we'll do some questions.
I would just say it word for word. There's so many people that, you listen to thousands of voice recordings now, and people are like, why am I losing deals? And it's because their pricing sounds sketchy, because they don't know if they want to do every quarter, every other month, or every 6 weeks, and if they're going to take $200 off or $100 off, and every single door, it's different. And so every single door, you get a different response, as opposed to just staying consistent. Exactly what Brock said. If you say the exact same intro 50 times, it might be the 51st person that you say it to that actually it connects and you sell them. If you would have switched it up on the 51st time, you would not have gotten that deal. And so if you can just be consistent in saying the same exact thing every single time, word for word, and actually commit to memory that and have it be a muscle memory, then you're going to be just fine. You say it enough times, you will sell.
100%. So just like he's saying, just like Cody said, it's like they designed this pitch. Obviously, they've sold a ton, and they designed this pitch, and there's not one word in this that isn't intentional. It's just designed to sell. All you have to do is rinse and repeat, copy and paste, and you'll have success this summer. It's there for a reason. Okay?
Really quick, guys, let's give a massive round of applause for Dallin really quick, huh? Okay, so before we get into questions, guys, because program and pricing, it's the speakers, damn. Program and pricing, guys, like it is not the most fun thing to trade on. So massive kudos to Dallin. He absolutely crushed. Watch this training and watch it again and again and again. And if you have bad habits or if you've sold before, choose now to change them. But like, guys, if you would just apply, and it takes this much talent to apply what Dallin talked about tonight, this much. It will go better for you. I promise. I swear. So before we get into these questions, we got 15 minutes. Guys, we're done with the boring stuff. We're done with the pricing and the program. Like that stuff, like do what he said. But guys, now this is the opportunity. You've got the best rookie of all time, the best first year up to ever knock doors in any industry. What questions do you have for him? It could have things to do with the pitch. It could have things to do with mindset, mentality, surviving like the hard days. Let's go these two up here in the front, and then we'll go to Jared right here.
Shoot, bro. Honestly, y'all make it all sound so simple. And, like, I love that. And honestly, like, if we have the discipline, I know we can have similar results. But apart from the pitch, like, keeping it, the same every time or very similar every time, what is it in your, like, mentality or like in the behind the scenes that you're telling yourself that's driving you to be different than your peers?
That's a really good question. I would say like I've never in my whole life been somebody that's like okay at all to just be like average or just like run of the mill, just like your typical guy. Like I've always been somebody that had like huge aspirations and goals and expects the best for myself. I think that leads me to set really, really high goals. And I think when you set really high goals and you are so like mentally committed to the goals that's more important than anything, I think it actually like changes your energy that you bring. And I think that like energy is actually what sells people. And so I truly believe like when I show up on somebody's door, it's so much different than the 100, 200K rep, because like my energy is so much different because I am so dead set and so locked in on my goal that like, dude, I like want this deal so much more than you want me gone. Like you have no idea. Like the energy that I bring to the door is the urgency, and just like you can just hear it in my tone and my passion in the way that I talk to people. It's just like, I just think that like literally creates more buyers. It's all about energy. And so I think like for me, like my morning routine was huge. Scriptures, prayer, just like anything I could to be like so locked in like mentally to keep my energy in like such a good spot. Just anything you can do to just keep your energy really, really up and positive. I think it's like morning routine and like things you do to prepare for the summer. And then just like setting high goals, like your goal. I think Parker always talks about in his videos. It's like, dude, your goals should like actually terrify you. Like my goal next year, like terrifies me. It keeps me up at night. Like I'm so scared. 1.6. Yeah, it's huge. It's terrifying. And so like you should set goals that like actually terrify you, and then go out and believe that you can do it, and then just do everything you can to make it happen. Let's get a. Was there one more up here? He said two up. Okay. Oh, he's got it.
Hello. Hello, hello. Hey, I have two questions. Question one is, what are you going to do differently this summer? And then question two is more for like Drew or someone else. Like, I'm sure there's X amount of rookies that are like, I want to do that. What is like the biggest attribute that a rookie can take from this to actually making that happen? It's a question out there, and the question for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's for sure things I'm going to do differently. Like, we didn't really talk about it in this training, but as far as like upselling like the mosquito program, I didn't do that at all. And so, I mean, I wouldn't even ask. So I think that's huge. We don't want to like get too into the weeds about that, but I didn't even try. And so, I mean, I think that's a big way to increase contract value and obviously produce more revenue. And then again, it just goes back to energy. Like, I'm going to get in a crazy mindset. I'm going to do everything I can to increase my belief and go out there and like, I just think it's belief and it's energy, and that's what sells. And I think if I get to an insane spot in my head as far as belief and energy goes, then, like I said, then that'll be the difference between 750 and 1.6. So.
I mean, if I could answer the second question, and the reason I would make Dallin answer it, but like, guys, I want to shed light on like the attribute that Dallin held last year that was like so apparent to me. Like, in comparison to the rest of the rookie class, me and Dallin met, and Dal, if you could actually speak to this, we met, a handful of times before last summer, and he would come in, and I don't know if you remember this convo, but the convo was like, I have to make 100K. I have to make 100K, or I have to make 200K, or I have to hit this number. And I was like, dude, if you can just set a number that you know you will hit no matter what, and then you can up that goal. And the whole point of talking about that was, people tend to like stress themselves out, and then they take the dog out of the fight, right? And so like I talked about at the very beginning, before Dallin sold, Dal, I mean, I don't know how many you were selling in April and May and June, but what you were selling at the end, pumping out 50K weeks back to back to back to back, like that's not what you were selling at the beginning. Meanwhile, there were other rookies who were selling more than Dallin at the beginning, who were only worried about how much everyone else was selling and what the rest of the rookie class was doing. And then all of a sudden now they deviate from their goals because they're never focused on themselves and they're only focused on everyone else. Dallin literally never had that, guys. Like, and so if you can speak to that for 20 seconds, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so like he said, my original goal was just to make 100K. And that was before like all the training and all that. And then as I did that, my belief increased, which then led me to increase my goal to Golden Door. But yeah, it was like David's my direct recruiter, and he told me, he was like, dude, when the goal becomes more important than the time that you're out there, then the work becomes irrelevant. It literally, like, I would have knocked until like December 31st if that's what it took to hit 750, because like that was my goal. And for me, when I set a goal, it's handcuffs. So it literally does not matter how long it takes for me next year to hit 1.6. Like, I won't come home until it's done, because like I hold myself to my word. And that just becomes like everything to me.
Dal, you're
Yeah.
pretty humble. Like, that's just who you are. Not being humble, do you feel like you can like confidently say you truly actually wanted it just more than
Yeah.
anyone in your class?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think I for sure just wanted it more. I think it was apparent as far as like in like the training and everything I did leading up. I mean, there was no way that anybody was training even remotely close to how much I was. And so I think as you do that, it gives you like tangible reasons to believe that you can, like, I believe that I could go out there and do something that nobody else has done, because I'd put in work that nobody else was putting in. And so increasing your like work ethic and that will increase your belief, which will then increase your ability to go and sell. And like he talked about too, it's like when I first started, I was selling anywhere from like 1 to 3 to 4 a day in April and May. It wasn't a lot. That's how it started. And yeah, he said there was like multiple rookies outselling me like multiple weeks, and I don't even think I was the #1 rookie in the company until like the third month. There was always like 2 or 3 or 4 people ahead of me. But then yeah, there's like this ramp, and you continue to get better and better and better. And then by the end in Reno, it was like 50 to 60K weeks every week, and it was 8 to 12 sales every single day. And it was just like, you know, you improve and you get better as you train and as you continue to work at this job. So let's go right here.
What was your, like, if you could go back, what do you think was your like worst day or week, and like how did you bounce like back going into the following week?
Yeah, I remember there was a week I actually I had taken a few days off because I had a family reunion, so I had to fly home, and then I came back, and it was like probably wasn't a full week, but it was like a 2-day stretch of just selling, or maybe it was a 3-day stretch of just like one each day. So it was like 3 in 3 days, which was like not at all where I wanted to be or where I needed to be. And I had a conversation with David, like I said, my direct recruiter, and he was just like, dude, like, you're focusing way too much on the outputs, which you like can't control. Like, dude, all you need to do is focus on your inputs and do everything you can every single day. That way you just maximize each day and each week. And if you do that over the course of a full summer, it will all stack up into like a ton of success. And then after that, just completely shifted my belief. And so I had this mantra, like I would always say to myself, which was, I only judge myself based on my inputs. And so all day, every day was like, I was there's multiple days where it was 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and I was at 0. But it didn't matter, because for me, it was like, dude, I only judge myself based on inputs. I only judge myself based on inputs. And so it didn't matter how many sales I made. I never set like a daily goal or a weekly goal. It was just, dude, every day I'm going to sell as much as I can every day, because that can depend, right? You're not going to sell 12 in every area. And so it's like, you just have to go out and collect every single day what's already yours, and you just do that by knocking all the hours, not taking those long breaks, and just making sure that your inputs never, ever change, right?
I only judge myself based off my inputs. Guys, that's a gold bar right there. Gold bar.
So, Dallin, you have like an incredible gift of focus. And I think that drives so much of the success that you have. And so tell us just like a little bit about like what your focus looks like day to day as you're like knocking and going throughout your day.
Yeah, the focus is like insane. Like, I mean, we all have Slack, and you'll see like as you get out there, like you'll kind of throw your deals in the chat. There'll be like motivating things like throughout the day from like all the other people on your team. And like, it was always kind of like this running joke. Like, I never had any idea what was going on in Slack. Like, people would talk about like funny things that were said, and I had no clue. Because like, I'd never touched I would literally get out my phone, put in my deal, put my phone right back in my pocket. I was never scrolling reels in between doors. I was never listening to music. I was never like doing anything that would take my focus away from like each individual door. And it was just like, dude, nothing was distracting me. I wasn't taking phone calls. I wasn't like doing anything that would take my focus away. That has always just been like a gift that's came easy to me. But that being said, it really is a choice. And so like, even if that hasn't came easy to you, like all you have to do is make the choice and be disciplined to just do that every single day, and like just be focused. Like when you're focused every single day, it's like that's what changes your energy. Like people can feel the difference. Here.
How did you like conserve your energy and go through burnouts, or how did you prevent burnouts?
That's a really good question. And again, I'm talking about David so much because I learned like everything from him. But he told me like before the summer went out how important a morning routine is for eliminating burnout. Like if you're going to bed really late, waking up just in time to roll out of bed and get to morning meeting, then all your day-to-day is going to feel like is wake up and knock, wake up and knock, wake up and knock, and then a couple months in, you'll be so burnt out. But for me, it was like very disciplined going to bed at night, getting at least 8 to 9 hours of sleep, at least, every single night, because like it's exhausting. Like you need a lot of sleep. Like however much you think you need now, you need like way more in the summer because of how exhausting it really is. So going to bed really early and then getting up with like I would get up at 7:30, 8-ish. First morning meeting was at 10. I had 2.5 hours of like anything that I wanted to do to like get my mind right, eat a good breakfast, anything I needed to do to get myself in like a really, really good headspace. That way, like when I get out and knock, it's like, dude, I'm doing everything I can every day to just be in such a good mindset and belief and energy to have the most success. So yeah, morning routine is huge.
All right, let's go 2 more questions.
You talked a lot about energy. What did your morning routine look like to get your energy right?
Yeah, so I would wake up at, like I said, 7:30, 8-ish. First thing I'm doing is I'm reading a chapter of my scriptures and I'm saying my prayers. That's every morning, like non-negotiable. And then I don't know if you guys know who like Tony Robbins is, but he talks about like priming, and which is just like kind of like a guided meditation. It's kind of like manifestations. It's just like a 15-minute thing. So I would do that every morning as well. And then I'm gonna cook my breakfast. I usually just had like a couple eggs, nothing like huge, couple eggs, maybe a muffin, something light. While I listen to a general conference talk. I don't know, like I'm LDS, so that's like what it looks like for me. But yeah, just like anything that I would say, like you got to cater it to you. Your morning routine's probably not going to look the same as mine. But just anything that just like makes you feel good, that keeps you happy, that calms you down. Like I'm a big believer in like flow state, and I think a lot of people think about that wrong. Like flow state is when you're just calm and you're not thinking. So it's like I was never doing anything to like get me like hyped up. Like I didn't want to get like excited to go, like I didn't want to be like riled up to go knock doors. Like I just wanted to be like calm. Like I was already like anxious and nervous. I just wanted to be calm to where like I could just like get out there and like not think and just do and just execute and just do what I've learned and been told and been taught. And so dude, my whole morning routine is literally just everything to like calm me down and just keep me like at a really, really neutral playing field. That way my energy is as good as it can get and I'm as close to flow state like at all times as possible. Great question.
So you mentioned going from like $800 in your bank account to hitting Golden Door, which is really respectable, honestly. But I want to know what mindset shift it took to go from that to like always focused and always dialed.
That's a good question. I've never not been super focused. When I was that kid that just had $800 in his bank account, I still was the same. I just didn't have like a place to put it. So like all growing up for me, like basketball was like everything to me, and I wanted to go play in college and wanted to go pro. And after like tearing my ACL 3 times, the dreams of playing in college were done for. But that's exactly how I was when I played basketball. That's exactly how I was before that. I was on the swim team. It was the same thing. And it even stems back to like when I was like 2 or 3 years old. It was like even my mom will tell me, it's like I would get obsessed with like one thing. And so like for me, it's just about finding what that thing is, and then I can put all my focus and energy towards it. But yeah, I've just always been that way. But the cool thing about it is it really is just like a choice. I think that choice comes easy for me because that's just, it always has, but it's just like discipline. It's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you don't feel good? Like there were so many more. I mean, dude, it was like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. I never felt like comfortable. I was uncomfortable every single day. There was like so many tears and so many like hard days, especially like towards the end. Cause like for me, the closer I got to my goal, the harder it got. And it was brutal. It was so hard, but it's like, what are you going to do? Even when, are you going to like let that get to you? Are you going to like quit and fold and go home? Or are you going to just like do what you need to do anyway? Cause some of the best days I had selling were the mornings that I felt the worst. So it really has like no correlation. But yeah, let's do.
Dallin, if you could, and take a minute if you need to, but just in closing, biggest piece of advice for people going out, you know, for a second or first year, biggest piece of advice for a young rep wanting to go make it happen.
Just train more and more and more. Train, like become obsessed. Train literally like however much you think you're training, just like train more. And it's not even because like you'll get that much better. Like especially for rookies, like you probably only can get so good before you touch a door. But it's like the training and the preparation just increases your belief and your confidence to where like, dude, my first day I sold 4. I didn't even feel like I will say like I didn't really feel like a rookie. Like I had trained and prepped so much that like I got there and I just really needed to get used to like doing it to a real person instead of a role play, which like just took a couple hours because that's easy. It was like, it really was just like the preparation was just so there that like, dude, nobody believed in themselves and had more confidence in themselves than I did, and that all came from preparation. And so the more you train, the more you prepare, the more confident you'll be, the more success you'll have. So.
Guys, what a training, huh? Hopefully, like there were things that were said tonight that you really take with you. right? Like revisit your notes, come back to this training. And I think like some of the most valuable stuff were a lot of these questions that Dallin did here at the very end of it. So Dallin, absolutely lights out. Thank you for the training. One more time, let's give him a round of applause. Okay, guys, in closing, we have food. It's pre-blessed, as always. I am so sorry last week. Garth told me it was J-Dogs. I was up here looking like an idiot, telling you it was J-Dogs. It was Chick-fil-A. And there were also about 50 more people at the training than we planned for. So sorry to those of you that didn't get food last week. This week, we have plenty of food. It's pizza. Don't take more than 2 slices until everyone goes through. Then feel free to come back for more. Next week, 7 p.m. Tuesday, we get to learn from Kyle Ring. Guys, drive safe. Have a great week, and let's get to training, huh? Food's in the gym.